From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Good evening, everyone. It certainly was an active day for the North Coast. Heavy rainfall, gusty winds, and a lot of rainfall too. Here you can see this is looking out at Elk Country, just north of Trinidad here. There you can see the wet roadway that is, and the pavement. And look, actually have some elk out there kind of hanging out, getting some of that wet grass. We take you up north into Crescent City, and this is out near the Battery Point area, and certainly looking at the overcast skies, and it has been wet out there pretty much all day long as well. But we're kind of now on the back edge of that band of rain, and you'll see that on the radar here in a second. Do want to show you what it's looking like in the valley. Overcast. We are beginning to see some light showers here in the last hour or so for parts of Redding, even southward into Anderson, and getting closer to Red Bluff as well. Eventually, in the next hour or so, we'll begin to see more of that rain begin to kick in for many of us in the valley, and then heading eastward tonight into the eastern mountains, but really won't be all that impressive. So here's the deal. The heaviest rainfall and the strongest winds will be wrapping themselves up tonight. And we do expect a few isolated showers, mainly for the north coast and the western Siskiyou County area. Again for tomorrow morning and even into Wednesday. But everyone else, really after tonight, should be looking at dry conditions. So mainly dry and mild for the rest of the week. So let's take a look at the rain. And you can see about between 7:30, 8 o'clock, the rain started to move into the coast. Here's the main band of rain. The yellows and oranges is the heaviest rainfall. That was mainly over Del Norte, northern Humboldt County. Here we are getting to around the noon hour. It began to move into Trinity County and into parts of Siskiyou County as well. And then going into the afternoon and close to the evening here, this is shortly after about 5:10, we're starting to see some of that rain begin to move in to the Redding area and just to the north and west of Red Bluff. So we're going to begin to see some measurable rainfall here shortly here for the Redding and Red Bluff area. But again, this is all just going to continue to move itself eastward here as we take you throughout the rest of the evening and tonight. Now, rainfall totals as of 5 o'clock today, you can see most of it has been to the north and west of the valley. At this point, even at 5 o'clock, Mount Shasta City didn't even see any, at least any measurable rainfall. But there it is. Heaviest amounts of rainfall, as expected, has been in the Crescent City area. But Trinidad, not too far behind at 1.91, 0.84 in Eureka, 0.87 Fortuna, and Redway, around near Garberville as well, about 0.41. Now, Ruth in southern Trinity County did see a little over a quarter of an inch, but only about a tenth in Weaverville and Hayfork. So as expected, we start to see less and less as we start heading east from the coast. We're going to start to see some measurable rainfall here soon for the valley and eventually making its way into the eastern mountains. But again, nothing nearly as impressive as what we're seeing here out along the coast. Now the wind gust, pretty gusty out there. There you can see Nealon out at the airport. The peak gust there was 55 miles per hour. Now for Eureka, Crescent City, between 35 and close to 40 miles per hour there. Chico actually saw a peak gust of 31. Redding 23 miles per hour at the airport there. But look at the Weed Airport, up to about 49 miles per hour, and there you can see Alturas 43 miles per hour. Now the winds, especially to the east, will still be pretty strong here tonight, but they'll start to die down, especially as we go into tomorrow morning. There's that big, impressive, strong area of low pressure, which is moving to the east. Cold air getting wrapped up in it. You can see the speckled clouds. That's the colder air wrapping up in it. But this right here is that atmospheric river moving right into Northern California, giving us the much needed and welcomed rainfall. So let's take a look at Futurecast. 6 o'clock tonight, of course, we're already starting to see some of those showers kind of kick in here for Redding and even the Red Bluff area. So we're going to start to see this shift to the east. Now notice that this weakens as it moves eastward. So as we go into 8 o'clock tonight, we are seeing showers in the valley, but still not that much, if anything, for Chico or even Willows. But we're seeing it kind of wrap itself up for Trinity County, heavier rainfall in eastern Siskiyou County, making its way into western Modoc County. Now I'm going to take it about midnight tonight, and there you can see around Chico, we're seeing some of the light showers. But see how it's not very significant. And even up north into Modoc County, not very significant. We're still seeing some lingering showers, a few thunderstorms actually trying to pop up as well for portions of western Siskiyou County and making its way into parts of the North Coast as well. That's midnight tonight. Okay, now we're going to take you into 6 a.m. Tuesday. You see how we're just seeing a few leftover scattered sprinkles, some light showers. I mean, some of those could be in the valley as well as we go into tomorrow morning. As we take you into the afternoon, though, it's all pretty much gone. We've got some clearing skies out there. We'll call it partly cloudy and dry. Now, there's another disturbance that we've got our eyes on here as we go into 6 a.m. on Wednesday. Maybe a few light showers, especially for the North Coast, western Siskiyou County, and maybe even parts of Trinity County as well. But as we go through the afternoon, that dies out too. Then we take a look at the long range, Thursday. Now, this particular model wants to show something coming up on Friday afternoon, Friday evening. It's not very promising at this point. And in fact, as we go into this upcoming weekend, it looks, at least at this point, to remain dry. So really, once this storm system that we're seeing now passes, that will be the worst of it, and then we kind of really see things quiet down. So rainfall estimate, I'm just going to show you some of the estimates. Even though we've seen really the bulk of the rainfall to the north and west, and of course where you saw the totals there, but just to kind of give you an idea, we're just not expected to see much here as you head off into the eastern mountains or even the valley. But I think the valley could pick up a tenth to maybe even a quarter of an inch in some spots here. Now there still is a flood watch for western Siskiyou County, Del Norte, and Humboldt counties until 11 o'clock tonight. Once that main band of rain pushes to the east, the threat for flooding and mudslides and debris flows will drop. And as we take a look at the winds, that wind advisory for Modoc County, northeastern Siskiyou County should be allowed to expire at 8 o'clock tonight. Now we take a look at the winds, still pretty gusty here at 6 o'clock. Now we're going to take you into about 10 o'clock tonight. Still a little breezy, gusty out there, even for the valley, and not to mention the eastern mountains and Modoc County. So still pretty windy, but at this point, we're also seeing some of the showers in there, and that's why the risk for fire threats is really not that much of a concern, even though the winds will be fairly strong. Then, as we go into late tonight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, those winds die down across the board. So again, we do have the red flag warning in effect basically at the same time as that wind advisory until 8 o'clock tonight. So once again, we start seeing some of the moisture move in, some of the light showers, then the threat for fires obviously won't be quite as high. Now we look at the wave heights. They've been high today. They're going to be high again as we go into Tuesday afternoon tomorrow, between 14 and 15 feet. And as a result, the National Weather Service for the entire coast of the North Coast has a high surf advisory from 2 a.m. until 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, with large breaking waves of 19 to 21 feet and also dangerous surfing and local beach erosion. Not a good idea to be hanging out on the beach tonight or tomorrow. Here's your marine forecast for tomorrow. South winds at 10 to 15 knots. Your waves from the west at 15 feet at about 15 seconds. Your high tide 11:05 this morning, and your low tide at 4:11 this afternoon. And there's that small craft advisory, at least for the immediate coast. All right, so let's take a look at your forecast tonight. Everywhere there's a chance for showers, including where the bulk of the rain has been for the coast. But eventually, even the eastern mountains will get in on some of that light rain later tonight and early tomorrow morning. Now, for tomorrow, we are going to see the potential for some light showers, especially in the morning for the coast, for the inland areas, even parts of the western Siskiyou County as well. But everyone else, the valley eastward, should be looking at dry conditions through the day on Tuesday. Now, when we look at your 7-day forecast, again, Mount Shasta City could see a light shower, especially in the morning. Otherwise, the afternoon will be dry. And then it's dry, it looks like, for the most part. At least at this point, it's looking dry for Wednesday through this upcoming weekend and even into early next week. That will also be the case for El Turris. You're actually dry all day Tuesday. Maybe again some of those early morning showers, but otherwise dry, and not to mention Susanville dry. Now, we take a look at your forecast for the valley, and no rain for tomorrow, and no rain for the rest of the weekend through the weekend. And by the way, look at these temperatures. They warm up a little bit, but still in the low to mid 80s for your daytime highs Thursday, dropping back down to the 70s by Friday and through the weekend. Now, for the North Coast, yes, I think we can see some showers tomorrow morning, maybe Wednesday morning as well, and then it dries out entirely by Thursday through the weekend into early next week. Same story inland. The chances for showers may be making their way inland, but I think the chances will be much slimmer for Weaverville, for example. But also, looking at those cooler temperatures through the week, only reaching somewhere in the low to mid 70s for both the inland areas and Trinity County.